Well, hey y'all. Today we're going to be doing some hiking at the Silver Creek Nature Preserve. It's not a real long trail, but it runs along the creek, so we'll get to check out the flow of the creek, and we're going to take off down the trail now.
Since we're in this hot, arid, dry area, you do have to be aware of poisonous reptiles and other creatures, and moose. We were told that someone sighted a moose here earlier today. So if we meet up with them, give them a wide berth and let them do their thing. Not sure if we told you, but the trail runs along Silver Creek, so we'll get to see some of that. After clambering through the tall weeds and the grass, we have come to the Silver River, and this is the main river that people fish on around here. That at Picabo, they have the RV Anglers General Store, and they get a lot of their equipment from that store.
And the nature trail here at the Silver Creek Preserve follows right along the edge of the river, so we'll have several more views of the river as we go.
The river's pretty, not real wide, not real deep right here, but the water is clear and grass grows on the bottom. Reminds me of some of our spring-fed rivers at home.
Sarah talked about the high grass. This is not what she was talking about. The high grass we were in was all the way across the trail, which was a series of 2x10s that you were walking on, and the grass was all the way across it and kind of into it. Each one of these signposts, this is 14, there was 12 and 13 behind us. These are places where you can walk down to fish, and they've got takeout spots to help you get out of the creek. The only fishing that is allowed here is fly fishing, and predominantly the fish that you're looking for are trout, and I'm not sure what the limit is or what the size.
Catch and release.
Ah, okay, it's all catch and release here. Thank you, sweetheart. They also have really nice little informational signs like this, and if you're not sure what the answer is, you can raise it up and find out. So that's a cute sign. I like those. All right, now we're coming to a boardwalk as part of the nature trail. So I'm just going to be quiet and let's enjoy the area. This is the grass that Sarah spoke of earlier. Just a short one. They do have pretty nice signs here letting you know where you are and which way you should go. So this is one of the fishing access points. So as Sarah just mentioned, when you're fly fishing, the creek's up here, you're wearing waders. So you just come to here, and then they've got this beautiful spot for you to wade out into with a little grate, keep you from slipping, and then you get into the water and just start walking from here and fishing. And you see some jumping. These are the little ones. Sarah had mentioned earlier that it's kind of like some of our springs back home. But what you don't see in our springs back home that you do see here is this rocky bottom. This land that belongs to that's the Nature Conservancy now, was once part of the Kilpatrick Ranch and property. And the Kilpatrick brothers, or their relatives, the Purdy's, donated this land to the Nature Conservancy. They have some boardwalks and bridges around on this trail, and this one goes right over top of the creek, or at least part of the creek. This is a pretty nicely done nature trail. Sarah just doesn't like the tall grass. So the nature trail has looped around. It kept going one way, and we took off on one called Aspen Trail or Aspen Loop. It's going to come back into the nature trail later on. But right behind me is Sullivan Lake.
It looks like a creek, but it's a long, narrow lake.
And so we're going to follow along beside the lake for a little bit, and then we're going to finish back up at the nature trail, and then take a longer Sullivan Lake trail back to the nature center. Sarah just mentioned a little bit ago that these trails are marked very well, and I'm glad they are. Makes it easy to follow. This is a brown and furry mammal that swims in the water, known for playfulness, lives in a den near both fresh and marine habitats, and eat mostly fish.
Otter.
Yep. A river otter. There's that blue flower they talked about. What was it called? Don't remember.
Blue something.
Now we're in midday, so we probably won't see too many animals because they're bedded down, but what this area is known for, they have seen moose, beaver, deer, apparently otters, and maybe even some elk in this area coming down off the mountain. Okay, this trail is called the Aspen Loop Trail, and this is where it gets its name. We're coming into a grove of aspen, and it'll looks like it loops around in here and then goes through the main part of the aspens over there. So in addition to the ducks out there on the pond and some fishermen, we just came across an area where we think was an old beaver den. So I'm kind of watching for beavers and other creatures out in the water. And we're fixing to head into the aspen grove. And there's an aspen tree that looks like it may have been chewed up by a beaver.
open prairie, and I'm just gonna do a 360 so you can see the different types of landscapes that are around us.
Okay, I hope you can see them. We finally caught some moose. A couple of females down by the edge of the water. Yep. Not going to go any closer than the log up here. But there's a pretty good shot of them. And there's Sarah. And she's walking through some pretty tall sage bushes, I guess. And that's what's in front of us on this Sullivan Lake Trail. I think that's their old cabin. And across the way, again, you see the moose. Not sure if you can see down there in the lake. It's a nice, pretty clear lake, so you might be able to see them. There's about a dozen pretty decent sized, maybe more than that, pretty decent sized trout. I think they're browns, not sure. As Sarah said earlier, this is a catch and release area only. If it wasn't catch and release, those would be some good sized catch and eat.
Sure would.
Got me ready for some salmon tonight. There's a whole bunch of what I think are coots. I'm not sure. They're swimming away. The last batch, when I turned the corner, they took off flying. It was really cool looking. These aren't going to cooperate and fly, I don't think. Okay, we have left the lake, but not very far. It's through these bushes right here. There's the trail. And then here is a little bit of a hillside. Should we hike up there to the road?
No.
Didn't think so. Stay on the trail.
Whack.
Well, we know we're back to the area we've been looking for, because in the distance we see the bridge that we crossed the end of the creek and the edge of the river, and over there on top of the hill is the building.
The Nature Center.
Yep, the Nature Center, so that's where we're headed. Well, we have wrapped up our hike on the Silver Creek Nature Conservancy trails. We did quite a bit of a loop. We started off on the nature trail.
Do you know how how long we did? I mean, we were out here a couple hours, weren't we, or about an hour and a half?
About an hour and a half or so. Most of that was taking pictures, at least half of that. But no, I don't know
who you would be talking about.
I don't know for sure how long we were gone, because I did not bring my phone with me, so I don't have my step counter going today.
Oh.
But anyway, we started off on the nature loop, which crossed some boards through wet areas, but it's dry right now, and high grass, which Sarah didn't like.
There were boogers, I was sure. I didn't see any, but I was sure there were boogers there.
And then we took the aspen loop, which was really pretty, going through the aspen trees.
Yeah, it was. but when we came out of the aspens and started around the
Silver Lake, North Silver Lake Loop.
oh, okay, yes, that's the one. And we saw those moose. Oh my goodness, that was a highlight of the entire trip. It was all worth it just to see those moose.
Even going through the high grass?
Even going through the high grass.
And then we finish up coming down the Sullivan Lake Trail. But the Nature Conservancy here at
Picabo, Idaho.
and Silver Creek is a really nice place. They've got friendly people working here, and they've got good maps, and the trails are well marked.
Right. Picabo does have a very interesting history. Won't go into that with you, but look it up. It's just very interesting. It's almost like your average, one-man town. Put it that way.
All right, well, from Nature Conservancy on Silver Creek in Picabo, Idaho,
We say, oh wait, don't forget to like and subscribe, and
now we say,
bye y'all. Okay, so when you film, you got to talk about, not all, but you got to talk about where you are and.
Okay, so go ahead, because we're here and I'm filming. Well, we have wrapped up our hike on the. What?